welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Glamorous Beauty, and today I am going to be talking about the one, the only Jaclyn Hill Vault Collection. As you guys probably have heard, there's a ton of chaos and controversy around it. So if you guys want to know my opinions, my thoughts on it, and a little bit about today's look, then you're in the right place. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Alright, my loves, so we're all here to find out a little something about this baby. As always, Jaclyn Hill kills it on packaging. I really think it's adorable how you get the outer packaging. You have a little short note from Jaclyn herself with her picture, and then you just open this little bad boy up and it comes with your bubble wrap. Take it out of there and you have your actual vault. I really think the whole concept is very cute. The packaging again is very gorgeous. There's a glare from my lights, I do apologize. On the back, it's very sleek, very Jaclyn. You know, it's the silver on the white. You know, I just love it. Then you have this little tag here, the little ribbon, to help you, be able to pull them out. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 that comes in the collection if you purchase the whole vault instead of individually, because you can purchase these individually if you want. Now, I did do today's look with this set. I dipped into several different palettes, just because you have one like this cream shade and one palette that was really nice to lay down at, to really secure your primer. And then a little from this palette, a little from that palette. So like on the under eye, I went in with some of the out of the purple palette, which I'll show you guys in a little while. It's very fun to have different palettes to be able to pull off of. But also, when you're on a budget, like so many of us are today, you want your all-in-one palette. You don't want to have to be pulling from several different palettes. Like this inner corner highlight, it is stunning. But yeah, I pulled from another palette, like I did with the under eye or the lower lash line. It's nice if you can purchase it all. It runs about $40-something for the whole vault, $15 individually. So it's not a bad deal. Literally, it's really not. You're getting 4 palettes for $40-something plus shipping. So, you can use the code JACKATTACK for money off. But anyways, I did have some trouble with, I gotta find it real quick, with this baby right here. And this is Ring the Alarm. Very beautiful orange, warmer deep reds, and like really deep browns. Perfect for fall right now, right here. So it is really nice. And like I said, with fall coming in, you have several options. Really, in my opinion, pretty much this whole collection is geared towards fall. Now, I will tell you, on the shimmer shades, they are absolutely gorgeous, but they are very soft and it does make a dent, and you do have to go in several times even with your brush wet. So I have that shade on camera, this gold shade right there on that inner corner. And it is very beautiful. But again, I had to pack it on in order to really get the intensity that I was looking for. They are very soft to touch. So that is why you're going to have an indentation. They are very smooth, very creamy, and they pack some pigment. So really gorgeous. You have this shade here, which is Bomb Ass. Again, very nice for fall, very beautiful. we're going to go into Rush, Alert, Mugshot, which are this one, and this one. So all of your orangey tones. These are some of the ones I had issues with. See, it's just some of them don't really want to go. So let's go back into the first one. They're very similar in shades. I'm just doing them individually now. Now these are 3 separate shades. 3 separate shades. And they're all basically the same tone. So really, I feel like these 3 should have been replaced with different shades, being they're so close in tones and undertones. Alright, so now we're going to go into Framed, which is this maroon shade here, and also Secret, which is a deep brown. Both of these, this is where I really came into, like, it's blended in pretty good now, but I had a lot of patchiness here. And as you guys can see here in this corner, I did go in to blend that transition with Rush, which is the first orange shade right here. So using that really did not do nothing here. As you guys can see, you can see a hint of it, but that's about it. So there is some, it's basically really hit and miss. So as you guys can see right there, that's the Secret, and this one is Framed. So they swatch absolutely gorgeous. There's no doubt, as you guys can see. But it's really, honestly, when you're applying it, you get some drag. You get it, okay, if everybody remembers the subculture chaos that was around it, how it would, you would have a patch of pigment that would really adhere to the lid. But then around it, when you would go to blend, instead of staying consistent with that shade of pigment, it would almost oxidize to a different shade. And this is how these are doing. So they definitely oxidize into another shade. Now, giving. So there's a lot of inconsistency within these palettes. But also, I think so many times over, we don't take in consideration our own natural oils. We don't take in our own consideration of our own pH balance, which can play a huge part into how one formula can work for me, but not for you. However, I do feel that with so many people having inconsistency, I do not think in this situation that is the problem. When you are playing with palettes and you are seeing inconsistency, it's really good to reach out to others that may have that palette, because again, it could be something going on chemically within your own body. So that was just a little bit on this one. I really played in this one today quite a bit. Again, guys, if you want me to do a full-on tutorial for you, I am so happy to do that. Again, like I said, another thing about her packaging I dislike is it starts to get dirty very quick, very fast, simply because of the white. So her larger palette, her first palette, same layout, same packaging, and it just is a hot mess. So you have to kind of wipe it off, because this type of packaging is very simple to wipe off. But again, over a period of time, it just doesn't work no more. So it will be dirty. Now this one is Bling Boss, and they have their names written right here on the side of the packaging. All of them's the same layout, same everything. So it's pretty basic, pretty the same. And again, you have your plastic on top to protect your shadows. And I keep mine, especially with this white, simply because it really protects, you know, your mirror and everything from getting so dirty. So here is Bling Boss. See, it's already getting so dirty. And I haven't even really played in this. But today, I did dip into these, of course. And the shadows I used out of this is Rockstar and Mystic. These two shades here. The two more mauvey purple shades. And I really just went in and smoked that under eye out. Now, I did get more intensity from this simply because I took a black liner and I went really tight to that lower lash line. And then I took these two shades and I really smoked out that black liner. So we're just going to dip into here and here, which is Mystic and Rockstar. I'll show you, I haven't even barely dipped into this shade. And there's a big indentation there. So, like I said, the shimmers are very, very fragile. So just know that going in. I'm going to start losing arm room here. And there we go with those. And as you guys can see, they are very subtle. They are not, you know, bam, impact directly on the eye. This formula does take some building up. So if you're looking for a formula that's going to give you instant pigmentation, none of these are going to be for you. Because every shadow I have played with thus far, you have had to build up. None of these did I get instant gratification. And I also played in Hush Hush. Nice, what some would call a transition shade. It's almost like a beigey pink. And honestly, I did not get much off of that. As you guys can see, you can definitely use that as a transition shade, especially for more lighter skin. But on my actual lid, and of course I had a primer on, so all of, you know, the pigmentation and all that was concealed. It was just a nice, smooth, blank canvas. And I went in with this second from setting my primer, and I really did not get nothing off of it. Honestly, it didn't even show up on the eye. Alright, so some of the ones I haven't played with that we're going to swatch is Gem, which is a gorgeous purple right here. And let's do Glitz and Glam. And I will do a full tutorial also, so you guys can actually see. That's Glitz and Glam. So you guys can actually see these and what I'm talking about when I'm applying them. So there you have Glitz and Glam and Gem. I really want to try this purple on the eye to see what kind of impact I get. Definitely will be doing a full-on tutorial, because I honestly, it's so hard to really talk about and explain to you guys how it patches. Let's do Buried Treasure too, because this is a very interesting color. As you guys can see, it's kind of got that duochrome going on. I really love duochromes, but it's got a lot of glitter also. So, like I said, you don't see any inconsistency necessarily when you're swatching these. It's when you're applying with the brush. And, you know, to me, swatches I really don't care 2 cents about. I really want to know how it's going to apply on the lid or on the eyes. And in this situation, I mean, that's what a shadow's for, is your eyes. So you can swatch all day and get gorgeous, gorgeous swatches. But at the end of the day, if it's not applying to the eye that way, then it's a waste. It honestly is. And like I said, so many of these do have inconsistencies so far. And I do have the V2 set. So I don't know if that honestly has anything to do with it or not. But mine does not have the overlay sticker. So when Jaclyn did her video, the overlay sticker was on the repress set, not the originals. and the V2 is the original. So I guess I got the original set. So we're going to dip into Dark Magic, and that is your greens and deep blues. Very beautiful. And this shade right here, Poof, right here is the shade that I used to go ahead and set that primer. And it was a very gorgeous shade. However, I mean, really, let me show you guys real quick. You can just see, like, it just starts, you get little bubbles in it. But anyways, I just used this to set that primer. It's just that nice off-white shade. And I did find that the shade didn't really stay on the eye. Like, it set the primer, but a lot of times when you set that primer, that shadow really stays to the eye. However, this one kind of just swept right off. So I really lost any and all of that pigment that I had used once I went in applying some of these other shades. Again, you can really just see the inconsistencies on the eye. This one is nice and blended. And then over here, you have where it grabbed more pigment in this area, and then the other shade wouldn't even adhere. So I really have no idea what's going on with this. Like I said, I'll do a full tutorial, and also that way we can see, you know, maybe it was a primer, who knows. I used the Too Faced primer, which I always do, so you know, I'm not sure. All right, let's try this Power Cut and Diversion, which are your two metallic silvers here and here. One's more of a silver tone and one is more of a bronze tone. And I just went ahead to do this video today because I just wanted to do swatches, which is something I seldom really do. And I just wanted to show you the difference beforehand of how some shadows swatch beautiful and apply inconsistent. Some shadows swatch horrible, but they apply stunning. So I just want you guys to see this and then go into the actual tutorial. I was going to do this and talk about it and do the tutorial, but then my video would have been extra long. So, you know, who's got time for that? Alright, so now we're going to do Potion and Mojo, which are these two shades. I really love this green. I want to play in that green so bad. Or actually, we're going to do Shh and Potion, which is these two shades. This one and this one. Sorry about that. We're going to do them right here. Again, there's Shh, and there's that shade I had used out of the other palette. So again, very similar in tones. And you see that Potion did not really put off a lot of pigment. However, I did take a nice huge chunk out of it. So these shadows are very soft. You have to finesse them or you're going to have a mess. Now let's talk kickback. I did get kickback because again, it's a more softer, more powdery formula. So with those type of pigments, you will definitely have fallout. You'll get kickback. Now the fallout on the palettes I use today, I'm getting shadows everywhere. The fallout on the shadows that I chose to use today, however, was not bad at all. I actually ended up with no fallout, but there was fallout in the actual pan. So a lot of times I've had that happen with a ton of palettes where I actually have a ton of fallout in the pan but not on the eyes, and vice versa. I've had some not have any fallout in the pan, but once I go to hit that eye, it's just like tons everywhere. So not a whole lot of fallout on the actual eye, but definitely in the pan. And the last one is Armed and Gorgeous. Again, I haven't even touched it except for now. And just from swatches, it's already getting so dirty. I don't like anything dirty. I'm very OCD. You know, if that bothers you, you don't want this collection. This baby. Now, I did dip into this one, which is Access. And actually, this was a very gorgeous shade. I absolutely loved it. It went on very pigmented. It went on very smooth. It didn't drag. And it was just gorgeous. But honestly, Access so far has been the only one that I did not have a lot of issue with. Especially on having to build the pigment. Access, I just had to build it once. And that's it. So I really love it when it's like that. The rest of the shadows that I played in today, unfortunately, like I said, it was a build, dip, build, dip. So we are going to go into VIP. Now this is that beautiful shade that I have on the inner corner today. And I am telling you, it is like, so gorgeous. It definitely stands out on its own. It makes a statement and it is stunning. And I love it. Very, very beautiful. I really do love this shade. So we're going to swatch it right here. I mean, look at that. And the intensity off of it is very, very beautiful. Alright, so the next shade we're going to dip into is Top Secret and Smooth Criminal, which is this one and this one. And we have them right here. And we'll go right here with these. Again, very similar to this palette. I mean, she has a lot of the same shades. So those were definitely similar to Dark Magic, which was this palette. So I don't really feel like you need to invest the whole $40-something into buying these. I definitely think just pick you one or two, because outside of that, you're going to run into the same shades, the same undertones, and you're just wasting your money, you know. Obviously, yes, if you're going to buy 2+, it's probably better to get the deal, because at 2, you're at $30. Spend another $10, $15 with shipping, and you get 4. So at the end of the day, it's really up to you. I really feel like I wasn't sure with all of the talk, you know, because people like to talk. That's what they do. People like to keep drama going because that's what brings views. People love to keep drama going because that's what they love, you know, that's what they're into. So I was really I wanted to come up with my own opinion. I wanted to see how they blended before I made any type of video on this. And I must say, honestly, this is definitely not a collection for a beginner. You definitely had to build. You definitely had to put some blending effort into these shadows. They do not blend effortlessly by no means. You definitely have to continuously build. So you'll dip, build, build, get that pigment build up to where you want it, and then you're going to have to go back in to your transition shade to truly buff out harsh lines. And trust me, when I tell you, these lines do not buff out like that. It definitely takes some wrist work to get these shadows to be at the level that you or I really want them to be. So overall, I would honestly suggest that if you wanted a Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, I would definitely go with her original palette, the big one, because there's so many beautiful shades in there that's very similar to the undertones of this. Maybe I'll dupe it. That's what I need to do. I need to compare. Yes, that's a good video. So, like I said, I would suggest that palette. Hands down, it's a great palette. However, I really think that this was kind of a flop and I would invest my money elsewhere. $45. There's so many gorgeous palettes on the market now for $45. Definitely look into some of them. Unless you're just a, die-hard Jaclyn Hill fan and you collect everything she comes out with since her beginning of her days with Becca, then I would completely say get this palette to add to your collection. I know Jenny, which is my best friend, Jenny just changed her number. She just purchases things just to add to her collection. So if you're like that, definitely get them. It's your money. Do with your money what you want. But anyways, beauties, I will be doing a full tutorial letting you guys see how they actually blend on the eye. But I really wanted to sit down and show you the swatches and go over why I felt like this was not worth your money. And to let you guys honestly know that if you're reading people that are saying there's inconsistency in these palettes, trust me, there definitely is inconsistencies in this palette set. So, I love you all. Please let me know down below what you guys think about it. Have you tried them? Are you going to get them? Definitely give me some feedback on this. And are you guys excited for the tutorial tomorrow? So, other than that, please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please hit the notification bells. Please, babes. It's very vital because I know my videos really haven't been getting put out there for some reason. A lot of my subscribers are like, Kathy, I'm not getting the notifications. I have my notification bell on. So definitely just keep an eye on that. Make sure that, because I know for me, sometimes I have to go back and somehow or another, my notifications will get to some instead of all occasionally. And just double check to make sure your notifications are set on all. That way you're guaranteed to get my content. I love you all. See you in my next video.